Hello, it is week 10 and we have 14 weeks. So after this week, we have 3 more weeks. Um, Pretty much one chapter left on finance. So we'll be talking about interest and borrowing money and paying a tax, paying a tip, commission, things like that. It really ties in well with chapter 4, which was percentages. Let's talk about last week, week number 9. You were to set up your proctor appointment. I have not gotten confirmation that anyone has done that. You don't have to let me know this time. Last time you were supposed to notify me either the reminder or email. I didn't require that this time because I feel like at this point in time, you kind of either are going to make your appointment or you're not. But I haven't gotten anything from ProctorU, so I don't know if anybody's made their appointment. But if you haven't, you need to because the test is due this week and it is proctored. You also had a linear and exponential lab. If you're watching this video and you have not turned in that lab, please complete it. It will be late, but I accept labs up to 1 week late. I do take off points, but it's better than a 0. That was a pretty difficult lab. I didn't really hear from anybody on it, but I think it's somewhat challenging of all the labs that we've done. We are only going to have 1 or 2, definitely one more lab. We have a lab this week. After that, maybe one, maybe not. This may be our last lab. You also had a Chapter 5 review. Now, this week, you're going to take the quiz that lines up with the Chapter 5 review. So if there was a question on the Chapter 5 review, there'll be that same question on the Chapter 5 test. This is a proctored quiz. Call it a test or quiz, whatever you want to call it. So you have to either take it through ProctorU, one of the academic success centers, or you could possibly take it with me if our schedules align. I have all the proctor details on Moodle. It's exactly what we did last time. I'll go ahead and tell you this. You will have a proctored final exam the last week of class. I think I mentioned that last week. So this quiz is proctored. Our 4th quiz is unproctored, and then our final exam again is proctored. So I'm every other one sort of proctored, unproctored. This week, main thing, the biggest thing is that Chapter 5 proctored quiz, which is what I was just talking about. And it lines up exactly with the Chapter 5 review. In addition, you have a section on mean, median, and mode. This is very, very simple. It's something that you've probably studied before. You just may not remember the terminology. But this is on the final exam, and it's not in our textbook, and it's not on Hawks Learning. So I have created my own videos to teach you the material, mean, median, and mode. And then you also have a lab. Again, it's not that difficult, but it's something you absolutely need to know for the final exam. And so I just snuck it in here this week with the quiz. The quiz should not take you, I've got 2 hours scheduled, an hour and a half for the quiz plus 30 minutes to get set up with your proctor appointment and everything. But the lab for mean, median, and mode, it's not super difficult. And again, it might be our last lab. So, put forth your best effort so you can get a really good grade on that. But it is definitely something that we have to cover, and it just doesn't fit anywhere else. That's it for me. I'm considering opening up the final exam for the last 2 weeks of class. I have not made up my mind about that. I need to talk to my department chair. And but I am considering maybe giving you the last 2 weeks, opening the last 2 weeks and letting you finish that material at your discretion. For one reason is our proctoring centers on main campus in Hamlet get really, 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 really busy that last week of final exams. And so it might be helpful if some of you had the opportunity to take it the second week instead of that final week. But we'll see about that. I'll get back to you on that next week. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I really haven't heard from anybody in a while. So I think at this point in time, you've kind of stuck it out. You know what you're doing. Or either you're not watching this video and so you don't really care. Anyway, have a great week and let me know if you need anything.